The Proto-Semitic Allah burning down tells us was a black god represented by a black bull whose hide denoted his black skin.
Here's the picture that he showed on the screen. It's a deity El, the god El. Pay attention to the crown or the headdress, if you will. This is a picture from the front of the same statue, a little closer, and a little bit from the side here. Now, this headdress is actually the Atef crown. If you go on Webster's online dictionary, that's what it says. Atef is the specific feathered white crown of the Egyptian deity Osiris. It combines the head jet, the crown of Upper Egypt, with red ostrich feather for the Osiris cult. The Atef crown identifies Osiris in ancient Egyptian painting. If you go to Webster's dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says Atef, hold on, a tall crown with a long feather on each side, shown in the art of ancient Upper Egypt as worn by Osiris. Okay? Here you can see Osar or Osiris with the Atef crown. This is from the Papyrus of Nebket. It's actually in the Louvre Museum, and you can see me filming that papyrus on the video entitled Reality Check. Why black people ain't going nowhere. But you might as well put Afro Style Reality Check. It's going to come up. And in here, it's also from the Louvre Museum. You have Osiris in the middle with the Atef crown, and the description for it. If you go on the website of the Louvre Museum and you type Royal and Divine Triad, you can do a search and you will see they mention that he is actually wearing the Atef crown. Now, finally, you can compare the crowns. Okay, first you have the god of the Arabs Negroes, which first is El, but somehow, some way becomes Allah. But that's up to y'all. That's up to the doctor. And then you have the one that I showed you, Osiris. Then again, from the front, compared with another statue of Osiris, and then finally the same statue from another angle.
Biblical King's Seal discovered in dump site. This is the royal seal of the King Hezekiah, and here we have an Ankh. And finally, last but not least, you need to see it to believe it. The God of the Bible, El, slept in his own dung and urine. This is Ugaritic Narrative Poetry, page 195. And we also have this book here, the Masriya in the Prophetic Literature, where it clearly says that El floundered in his own feces and urine. I hope you're doing well. Today is Saturday, December 31st, 2022. The title of this video is Kitty Energy. Before I proceed, I'm sharing in the chat this link. Hieroglyphs are the origin of our alphabet. They don't teach you that at school. But it's not an allegation, and it doesn't come from me. I didn't make that up. You can see this chart, how we went from the Kemetic to the Semitic, Phoenician, Greek, and Roman. That's Anthony Browder's book. Then we have another chart from Stephen Roger Fisher's book, Egyptian, Proto-Sinaitic, Phoenician, Early Greek, Greek, Latin. Then we have another chart from Oligo Wassa, who is a professor at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Hieroglyphic, Proto-Semitic, Phoenician, and Paleo-Hebrew, early Greek, Greek, Latin. So hopefully in 2023 we will see manhood, because we have that kitty energy floating around, circulating like a virus, circulating like the COVID-19. We have some people who are grown men, but the energy is kitty to the fullest. Kitty to the fullest. As usual, they are trying to discommit, but they end up taking a major fail, a major L. This is going to last less than 2 minutes. This took place yesterday. Just listen to this kitty energy right there.
Let me say this to brother Tory again. I'm gonna say this from the heart, bro. I was a Christian. I messed with Rastafarianism. I was in the NOI deep. I used to bodyguard Spike Lee in Brooklyn in the projects, saying I'm gonna take bullets for the dude. All right, NOI put me in that position. Now, at the end of the day, I left all of that because of growth. You're at a level right now. You see, religion is like a school, like you have 6 grades. You have level 1, you have level 2, level 3. Right now, you're at your level. I can't force you to be where you need to be. You got to see it for yourself. Because what we do, family, is we leave Christianity and we run right into Kemet. And we feel like, oh, we saved now. And it's the same spooky nonsense. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say this to you, beloved. Do what you do based on your growth. I'm not.
Is that why you're trying to teach that Jesus is
cool.
historical, Garfield?
Don't change the subject.
Uh-oh. When we have no proof or evidence for that?
Hey, so I can ask a question and I got to do
Now, hold on. Chris Harris is going. He's asking Garfield a question.
Because I'm hearing a contradiction.
Every man for himself. Enter if you dare. Go ahead, Chris.
What I'm asking here is he's telling him, he's making these inferences, speaking on things like people leave Christianity and run right back up into Kemet. That's a sweeping statement. But he himself teaches that Jesus is a historical character. Yet we have no proof or evidence of him. Uh-oh. Suetonius, Tacitus, Josephus, none of those people are actually talking about him.
No response, Garfield?
Nah, I'll pass.
All right.
You heard it from yourself. You heard it from yourselves. Less than 2 minutes. The female cat was so loud. It was so loud. He was dropping it. He was, quote unquote, kicking knowledge. And he was asked one question. He deflated. He didn't have anything to say anymore. He tried. Hold on. I did not even check the sound, but I will do that. I have to plug my headset because the battery is low. He was trying to throw a shot at Kemet. And that's the same dude who talks about people sexually abusing children, but he doesn't want to smoke with those people. He didn't spend the last 2 years talking about those people sexually abusing children, like he has spoke for the last 2 years about Kemetic people disrespecting them, young and old. Because the sad reality is that all the stuff he's been talking about regarding Kemet and Kemetic people is just because he has some personal issue, some personal problem, and he found somebody else that has a personal problem, which is mainly due to jealousy. So they went on a vendetta. But the children that's been sexually abused, he doesn't give a damn, and he can hear it from himself, from the horse's mouth.
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. Peace to you, Sister Thickness. Hope you're doing well. Let me check the sound. I forgot to check the sound. Yes, the sound is good, loud and clear. So, that female cat probably forgot that he wasn't on his channel with the rest of his groupie crew, where he can mute people and kick people out as he pleases. For the last 2 years, he's been making live streams, putting "I want all the smoke" in the title, dissing Kemetic people. So I called him out, and he came on my platform. Now, when he came on my platform, he didn't want any smoke, or he wasn't dissing Kemet. Listen to him when he came to on my platform.
Kemet is the greatest empire in history. You don't need to compare. If anybody want to compare, like, oh, we trying to get to Kemet level. Kemet is number one. So we comparing it to other religions is basically saying, hey, we could compare with them. No, we got 3,000 years of documented history. Show me a culture that could show you that. Sumer can't do it. Mesopotamia can't do it. Assyria can't do it. Persia can't do it. The Greeks can't do it.
So he stated before it turned into Hello Kitty, he stated that Kemet is pseudo nonsense. But scamming people with the credit repair scam, that's not pseudo. Him claiming that he has a bachelor's in history and never showing it, isn't that pseudo?
So, but why is the Hebrew?
NOI. I don't talk about the NOI, but I talk about the Black Hebrew Israelites because, all right, my mom is a history teacher.
Okay.
I love history. I have a bachelor's degree in history.
Okay.
So history is nothing new to me. That's what I do. Now,
And you heard that Hello Kitty dude, that female cat, saying, I don't talk about NOI. Dude wants all the smoke and he's going to select the people he's going to talk about. If he had a bachelor's degree in history, don't you think he would have mentioned that in the back of his book? He was so creative, he might have forgot that he had claimed to have a bachelor's degree in history. He wanted to put something grand, so he wrote that he has studied biblical history for the last 30 years. He started at 9 years old. We are dealing with the Hello Kitty genius. We have a genius in our midst. The question now is not whether he's going to win or lose the debate. Everybody knows that he's going to get crushed. The question is, how bad is he going to get crushed? That's a real question. He will not be able to mute people during that debate. He will throw a tantrum or two. He might come up with some excuses. He might say his internet connection was playing up. His sound wasn't good. His mouse or trackpad wasn't working well. Prepare yourself for the excuses. And then watch how his spiritual father will forsake him, will abandon him. It's going to be amusing. How the heck you have a dude talking so loud, and when he's asked a question, he turned from a dude to a Hello Kitty female cat? Some of you just arrived. Listen to this. Less than 2 minutes.
Let me say this to Brother Tory. Again, I'm gonna say this from the heart, bro. I was a Christian. I messed with Rastafarianism. I was in the NOI deep. I used to bodyguard Spike Lee in Brooklyn in the projects, saying I'm gonna take bullets for the dude. All right, NOI put me in that position. Now, at the end of the day, I left all of that because of growth. You're at a level right now. You see, religion is like a school. Like you have 6 grades. You have level 1, you have level 2, level 3. Right now, you're at your level. I can't force you to be where you need to be. You got to see it for yourself. Because what we do, family, is we leave Christianity and we run right into Kemet. And we feel like, oh, we saved now. And it's the same spooky nonsense. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say this to you, beloved. Do what you do based on your growth. I'm not.
Is that why you're trying to teach that Jesus
right,
is
cool.
historical, Garfield?
Don't change the subject.
When we have no proof or evidence for that?
Hey, so I can ask a question and I got to do.
Now, hold on. Chris Harris is going. He's asking Garfield a question.
Because I'm hearing a contradiction.
Every man for himself. Enter if you dare. Go ahead, Chris.
What I'm asking here is he's telling him, he's making these inferences, speaking on things like people leave Christianity and run right back up into Kemet. That's a sweeping statement. But he himself teaches that Jesus is a historical character. Yet we have no proof or evidence of him. Suetonius, Tacitus, Josephus, none of those people are actually talking about him.
No response, Garfield?
Nah, I'll pass.
All right.
If I was part of his crew, his team, squad, whatever that is, I'll be so ashamed, so embarrassed. I will disassociate myself as soon as possible. Right now, people are celebrating the fraud Kwanzaa, which is the Jewish holiday Hanukkah plagiarized. The guy who founded that holiday tortured black women. That's what he went to jail for. Have you heard female cat Hello Kitty speaking out against this, saying that this is pseudo nonsense?
We haven't brought closure to Karinga. We let him build a holiday. The same one who set up Black Panthers in ambushes at UCLA and other places. The same one who tortured his wife and another woman brutally, sticking bottles in their vagina, using electrical shocks, and the FBI saved him.
But he's not the only one, female cat Hello Kitty. We have Pan-Africans at large, and many among the CC who are also full of this Hello Kitty energy. They have no priority. They're going to spend their time dissing Kemetic people, as if we run around sexually abusing children, like some Hebrew Israelites. And who said that? Who spoke about that?
Since I've been a part of this conscious community, sexual misconduct has been condemned and vilified almost unanimously. We saw the rise and fall of Dr. York. We had Hebrew Israelite, the brother by the name of Mighty Hebrew. He was convicted, I think, twice for sexual behavior against minors. He was widely condemned by the Hebrew Israelite community, but apparently forgiven by the Israelites, because I see him all over the place right now on everybody's channel. Another brother by the name of Nazi Yashavel, another Israelite, also involved in sexual misconduct with a minor. We have no idea where this brother is, but he's been sheltered somewhere by an Israelite group.
Dr. John Henry Clark, he spoke against the mistreatment of women, against people who were FBI informants. He did.
He has not atoned to the community for his attempt to destroy the Panther movement. He has not atoned for being a police informer. He has not atoned for the way he treated black women. And look now, the women he mistreated and mutilated were dark in complexion. The women in his harem are light in complexion. The number one woman is a Mexican with what seemed to be an Afro wig.
So we have these kitty energy dudes who claim that they were down for the cause, talking about the NOR as if they made a contribution, talking about I used to bodyguard, I was ready to catch a bullet for so and so. But the people who sexually abuse children don't get any smoke. Giving name of some organization to act like the person was down for the black cause, and then he's going to pay some white dudes to go against other black people. And that's cool, that gets a pass. That's the conscious community. That's black power. That's what's hot. That's what's cool now. No records whatsoever, but no mention of that pseudo stuff. But Kemet is supposedly pseudo nonsense. Without Kemet, we wouldn't have our script. See, the way Hello Kitty is written, we wouldn't have that script if it wasn't for the Medunetcher. But because some female cats had some personal issues with one dude or two, they went on a crusade, a campaign against a whole group of people. But they didn't want no smoke with the people who molest children. How kitty can they be? How female cat can they be? And this dude has groupies with him because there are some Judeo-Christianized Negroes that unholy alliance of grown men, kitty female cat dudes. And that's supposed to be cool. Besides the scamming, besides the fake credentials, besides the plagiarism, with his plagiarist master teacher. I mean, that's pitiful, man. And future generation will look at those dudes sideways because they thought that, okay, we have a hype. It's not going to last long. They're going to become the laughing stock. Since when people will spend 2 years disrespecting a group of people? Mainly because they don't believe in the Bible. But the dudes who sexually abuse children don't get any smoke. That's the sense of priority. Is that your sense of priority? It's more important to spend 2 years dissing elders, making fun of them, and yet those guys cannot even take any smoke at all. He was so loud, act like he's going to kick knowledge. And who put a battery on his back? A dude who was just straight up jealous. So out of his own personal situation with one dude, he put a battery on his back and followed along, going against his own teachers. That's so pitiful, man. So some people are going to have to step out the way. Some people are going to have to grow some manhood. And the foolishness must stop. And it's a good timing that we see this kitty energy, because today will be the end of this BS. That hyped up dude, that scamming fraud, that female cat Hello Kitty energy, who doesn't have any problem with people who sexually abuse children, who doesn't spend any time disrespecting people who sexually abuse children. We're going to find 2 years of their lifetime dissing Kemetic people. Don't believe the hype. Since when it is cool? Since when is it cool to be so female cat, to be so Hello Kitty type? All the people who hate on Kemet, who hate on Kemetic people, they had a voice with this female cat dude. And you notice none of them have spoken out regarding those guys who sexually abuse children. Shame on you bastards. Shame on you bastards. You low-life groupies. You retarded dummies. You must be out of your damn mind. "2023 is going to be something for you suckers. It's going to be something. We're going to end the year nicely. Your brother's going to go back. You're going to go back to your old ways. You guys have no backbone, no integrity, no dignity, no courage. They cannot even hold their own. By themselves, they aren't worth a check. And they have the nerve to want to diss. They have the nerve to want to disrespect. I'm telling you, man. Any chances the dude gets. It's the same dude who talked about those two Hebrews who are like molesting children. No smoke for them. But he opens his goddamn sugar mouth and wants to diss Kemetic people. And when he's asked a question, he folds. He folds. He buckles under the pressure of just one question. And he was so loud. People gotta hear this.
Let me say this to Brother Tory. Again, I'm gonna say this from the heart, bro. I was a Christian. I messed with Rastafarianism. I was in the NOI deep. I used to bodyguard Spike Lee in Brooklyn in the projects, saying I'm gonna take bullets for the dude. All right, NOI put me in that position. Now, at the end of the day, I left all of that because of growth. You're at a level right now. You see, religion is like a school, like you have 6 grades. You have level 1, you have level 2, level 3. Right now, you're at your level. I can't force you to be where you need to be. You got to see it for yourself. Because what we do, family, is we leave Christianity and we run right into Kemet. And we feel like, oh, we saved now. And it's the same spooky nonsense. So at the end of the day, I'm going to say this to you, beloved. Do what you do based on your growth. I'm not.
Is that why you're trying to teach that Jesus
right,
is
cool.
historical, Garfield?
Don't change the subject.
Uh-oh.
When we have no proof or evidence for that?
Hey, so I can ask a question and I got to do
Now, hold on. Chris Harris is going. He's asking Garfield a question.
Because I'm hearing a contradiction.
Every man for himself. Enter if you dare. Go ahead, Chris.
What I'm asking here is he's telling him, he's making these inferences speaking on things like people leave Christianity and run right back up into Kemet. That's a sweeping statement. But he himself teaches that Jesus is a historical character. Yet we have no proof or evidence of him.
Uh-oh.
Suetonius, Tacitus, Josephus, none of those people are actually talking about him.
No response, Garfield?
Nah, I'll pass.
All right.
Is this your scholar? Is this your scholar? And the guy who put a battery on his back should have been the one going for the debate. But he just sent a pound. Just sent some commodity. So it's going to be safe. It's not going to suffer the effect of the collision. But the female cat, Hello Kitty, wants to be on. He wants to shine so much that he doesn't even realize that he's just going to slaughter. Those guys are looking for a come up. No priority, man. I'm telling you. Those guys can sexually abuse children and they're going to be cool with them. They won't have a problem. They won't spend no time criticizing, dissing. Because in their eye, obviously, it's not that important. What is important to them is to diss Kemet and tell people that Kemet is some pseudo nonsense. And they're going to pay Europeans to get on a platform and diss Kemetic people. Why is it that all of that gets a pass? I'm wondering. Why is it that all of that gets a pass? Some of you grown men are just an embarrassment. I'm telling you, man. Y'all some grown man groupies. Get your popcorn. Get your drinks. And prepare yourself for the crucifixion of the female cat, Hello Kitty. In 2023, we're entering a new era. The weak dude is gonna step the F out the way. The weak dudes are going to step the F out the way. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I don't argue, I state facts. Do I to do anything to Hotep.
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving middle nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video, Kemet and Ma'at, Before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Netia class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Netia lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Netia, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's interested in learning the Meta Netia, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome, awesome, awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Netia classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how, involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Netia class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/Ma'at Forever.